Okay, so welcome this morning to this special little webcast we're doing today with Edgar Weggelaar, who is the Congress Vice President of Nebext, which is a Spanish company that is going to be actually running quite a large event in Seville next week in the travel and tourism industry called Tourism Innovation Summit, TIS. And we thought we'd have a quick chat with him, actually, not just about the event that's coming up and what their plans are for that, but actually about how they've managed to, or will be managed to get this event happening in the middle of a pandemic when they need people to move around and to be in one place and all the protocols that they're putting in place, because we think it's interesting for the travel industry to hear about the kind of things that can be done to make travel and moving around and meeting people safe, even when we're in the middle of a pandemic. And obviously some very positive noises about vaccines coming up, but clearly the industry is going to have to deal with living with COVID for quite some time yet, and there are a number of ways of doing that. So anyway, welcome, Edgar. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Just tell us a little bit about this event. I know this is the first year that it's going to have been run, so it's the debut event. When did the idea of the event come up? Did you start planning before COVID?
Yeah, this event we started to talk with the mayor of Seville, with the town hall. They came to us after they had the big summit of the WTTC organized like a couple of years ago, where they had the visit of Barack Obama, and they wanted to give continuity to Seville as capital of innovation and tourism. So they came to ask to us if we could give it continuity to the city. And after checking many cities around Spain, we thought really Sevilla was doing an amazing job to get the summit there. So we decided to bring it there and do it for the coming years, every year on this more or less the same dates.
Okay, and so this shows Seville as a destination is very keen to be seen to be quite at the center of travel and tourism and innovation and what's going to happen going forward. This is very very important to them.
Yeah, and they want to make Seville also a hub of technology related to tourism. So they have already a huge potential. They have very good companies there that are established and that they are doing a lot of amazing jobs. Many of them are working is half UK, half Spanish production. Like Aurora and all these projects that they are running now in Seville. So yeah, it's going to be a center of tourism and technology there, and innovation, of course. Yeah.
Just give us a few facts and figures on the event then. So it takes place over 3 days. Is that correct?
It starts on Wednesday next week. So we start on the 25th until the 27th of November.
Yep.
It's 3 days with 6 parallel rooms. So we have 6 different scenarios, 6 different auditoriums. So we can keep the right amount of people in each auditorium, because we have to limit it. There will be a count of people that can enter on each auditorium. We cannot have more than 30% of each room filled up with people. So there has to be like in the main auditorium 4 chairs between each participant,
Okay.
So even the biggest scenario, which is 1,000, the capacity is 4,000 people. We're not going to have not even 1,000. We don't want it. We have to keep it safe.
Yeah.
So we want to do the event with all the safety measures that they ask us, and for sure
So the 6 different scenarios, as you call them, are they like streams of content that is themed? That's how it's going to work. So what are the themes you're looking at?
Yeah, the main scenario, the main auditorium is a base for CEOs, and it's a place for CEOs and presidents of companies. There we have, for example, the president of Telefonica. We have there the president of Barcelona hotels. We have Iberia there. We have Amadeus there. The president of Amadeus is there. So let's say the big key players of the world are based in the main scenario, and they are explaining what's happening after COVID. How do we have to digitalize our company to take more profit out of our tourism industry? What did we learn during the pandemic of how we had to do things in the future, etc., etc. There we have also the official opening of the King of Spain, together with the Minister of the EU, Reyes Maroto, and the Spanish Minister of Tourism. We have also the President of the Junta de Andalucía that is coming. We have the Mayor of Seville coming, Juan Espadas. And we have on the last day, the President of the government, Pedro Sánchez, that is going to come for the closing of the event. So we're giving it a very important weight, let's say, on the main auditorium. And then we have a ministerial auditorium where we have a guest country that is Portugal. We have the WTTC, the World Tourism and Travel Council, that is working with us for this auditorium, and they are organizing many panels with Bahrain, Oman. They are bringing people from all around the world so that they can be an example and explain what they are doing inside of tourism. We are having the second day on this ministerial auditorium, Regions of Europe, which is, we have Tuscany, we have Lombardy, we have, what else do we have? We have Catalonia, we have Andalusia. So they are organizing, let's say, like the regional scene of Europe.
Yep.
And then we have the last day cities of the EU. The cities of the EU are mainly established nearby because it makes sense. This year we cannot bring people from all around the world. But let's say we keep it close, and they talk about strategic partnership between cities. So it's also a very nice forum. Then we have on the third auditorium, we have the hospitality forum, which is mainly about hotels. We have another forum that is the Forum for Travel and Mobility, which are airlines and cruise ships and everything what has to do with mobility.
Yep.
Then we have another auditorium, which is a revenue auditorium, how to learn to make revenue of your business. We have another auditorium that is called the CMO auditorium, which is mainly focused to chief marketing officers. And I miss one.
You can see it on your website. Sure, you can see it on your website. It's quite comprehensive. Yeah. How you've got all those auditoriums going on with all the content and the sessions. Is there also a trade show as well element to it, where you can see?
Sorry?
Is there also a trade show element as well to it? There are people exhibiting.
Sorry, the connection is not very good. Yeah, people are exhibiting. We have the exhibitors are the tech companies. So the tech companies have their like small booths, hospitality booths, where they can receive the people that is just going around in the area. The main thing of this event is to bring the technology to the tourism industry. So that's why they have the hospitality booths inside of the event. Yeah,
so,
they will be.
Sorry, go on.
They will be presented the first day after the king is coming. When the king is coming together with the Minister of Tourism of Spain, Reyes Maroto, we will go there to open officially on Wednesday the hospitality booths of the tech companies that are assisting.
So how many people do you expect to attend?
We have 1,236 written in. So persons that really apply to come. We have to be realistic. A lot of them just wrote themselves in because they wait just last minute to come or not. We expect to be around 1,000 persons divided in 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not what we.
So some will come for 2 days, some will come for 1 day, some will come for the whole 3. Yeah.
Exactly. They have the option also. So we added yesterday to follow some of the auditoriums will be available online, which we didn't have. Now we do.
Okay.
So people can follow it also from their homes. So that's why we think we're going to go down from 1,200 to 2,000 participants.
And are all the speakers live, or will some speakers be remote?
All live. No one is. No, we have at the moment speakers, 235 speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk a bit about, actually what's going to be interesting is how you've made this event COVID secure, because the same principles can apply to probably travellers as a whole. You've got all these people moving around to come to your event and be in one place in one time. We've seen how Spain in particular has been hit by COVID, and Madrid's been the worst hit, but Spain, Italy, this country have had it particularly bad in Europe. So let's just talk a little bit about what sort of protocols have you had to adhere to? What sort of regulations and rules are you applying to this event to make sure it's safe?
What we ask to the people is 72 hours before departure to have a test done, so they can bring it and show us they are secure before entering the country. Upon arrival, we are speaking with authorities to get a test done at the airport. Then we will do another test for our speakers in our hotels. And we will do another test, COVID antigen fast test, at the entrance of the building before anyone enters there. They will get like a QR code in their phone. It's completely anonymous. So it's for each person, they get like a QR code on their phone. And with this QR code, they will know if they can enter or not inside of the building. If they cannot enter, they will get all the assistance because we have a special insurance for that. We have a special insurance that will take care of the person to see that he can go back at home, that he can get medical assistance, and he can get everything ready before going home. So, yeah.
And you were telling me before we started this, you yourself have been isolating for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'm isolated since.
And you're asking your delegates to try and do that as well.
We're trying to ask to everyone. Of course, not everyone can do it, but we're trying to say to everyone, look, at least the 10 days before the event, try to self-isolate. We're doing the same. All the people at our jobs, in my office, we're doing exactly the same because we were going physically to the office till 15 days ago. And now we've decided, guys, the last 15 days, let's try to be as responsible as possible with going to the event. And we ask exactly the same to everyone. Try to self-isolate before the days that we are there. And some people are saying, look, my kid was positive, or he was in contact with a positive person, so I cannot come. We understand it. It's the day by day. This is the new normality. Even if we like it or not, it's like this. So, but we have to wear mask 24 hours when we're together. We have to wear masks. We have to keep our distance. Everything is marked to keep 1.5 meter distance between the people. We have hydroalcoholic gel every 10 meters inside of the event. So
within the event itself, there'll be mandatory mask wearing throughout the whole event.
We have mask distribution points because it's mandatory during all the visit to the venue. You have to do everything contactless, so you have to register online. Even we will not get, even if people want to buy their entrance there, payment has to be through electronic devices. We don't want any cash. We don't want to touch any money. It's open and automatic access doors without having to touch anything manually. We will have a signage of the hygiene and safety recommendations for all visitors. We have temperature taking system for all visitors with access prohibition for people that are above 30.5 degrees temperature. Hydroalcoholic gels everywhere. We have collection and management of gloves, masks, and disposable materials for everyone there. So and we have.
Do you have people imposing the social distancing rules? Because you want people to be 2 meters, whatever it is, maybe apart.
1.5 at least, indeed. And we have people controlling it.
People there just reminding people not to get too close.
Okay. Exactly.
It'll be a usual conference or usual event, but not quite as usual. Not quite what we.
No. Look, we had the beautiful thing about this is that we had the experience 1 month ago with the event we organized in Barcelona, which was much bigger because we had then 4,700 participants. And we did it. No one got infected, at least not during the event. So we did it. We got a lot of press coming over to record it because everyone was like, okay, these guys will do something wrong and it will go wrong. And we didn't. So we were a bit pushy with we were a bit of obsessive, but you have to be obsessive in this new normality, because you want to be on of course you want to be on the screen for good things, but not for bad things.
Sure.
That's why we are getting so obsessive about it. You will see.
It's particularly important for the travel industry.
Yeah, exactly. We have to continue.
This, it goes off well, because the travel industry has been at the center of this, and the last thing the travel industry needs is an event that you know, afterwards can be accused of being irresponsible.
Exactly. And I think as a travel industry, our main goal is to say, guys, we can tourism is possible. We just have to follow the rules. That's it. If we follow the rules of the new normality, people can travel with no problem. We had as I said, in the event of Barcelona, we had almost 5,000 participants coming. No one got infected because we were doing the tracking of the people that came to our event, which is very important. We had the tracking of the people assisting. We had all their details, so we could do follow-up of the people that assisted to the event. We asked them obsessively how to get the distance, to wash their hands, to everything. They were saying you have a capacity control that is a bit obsessive, because it's according to the current regulations. We the auditorium of each auditorium is counting the people that can enter or not. Maybe there are 3 people that cannot enter that room, and they have to go to another room. But yeah, you don't have to get mad about that. Just being healthy and safe for everyone, you know.
Yeah, I guess what it also shows as well is that, as you're doing, you know, it's the application of technology that can help us here, and obviously that's what your event's all about, which is great. So actually, you're showing to the world that some of these quick tests, so how it would work in a tourism setting, which is quite important, quite a good message to get out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's very important that in the exhibition area, they see that we are doing everything on a technological base. So almost everything in the exhibition area is done with tech, so we can keep control about it. And we also, for the first time, we are having doctors coming to explain during our event how we have to live with the new COVID period, or the new normality. We have one of the specialists of the Hospital Clinic of Barcelona, Jose Muñoz, who is the leader of the how do you call it, tropical diseases of the Hospital Clinic, who is coming to talk us about COVID and how the new normality is going to work. And they will explain us how they are working with 5,000 people in one closed building, which is an hospital, and where not one of them is getting infected. So they give us the possibility to understand how in tourism can we move around without getting infected. Also, Quironsalud is working on a panel together with us to explain how tourism can be done safe till we have the vaccine or whatever is coming. So yeah, it's
I guess the other thing it also will prove is that people still want to meet each other to do business. I mean, one of the things that everyone's saying about COVID is, we'll now we'll be doing everything on Zoom, and events, face-to-face events will decrease in number or importance. But have you found actually there's a pent-up demand for people to come and actually?
And honestly, most of the people that we contacted, they asked us, if it's not a physical event, we do not want to participate. A lot of people just don't get money out of virtual events, and it's like this: the companies are not making any money of virtual events. It's giving a service, and mainly, but that's it. So a lot of people, they are, of course, it's not going to be the same as it was at the moment. Maybe after the vaccine, yes, but at the moment, it's not going to be as massive as we were used to, because you have to be able to control it. But it's very important that we can do physical events again, because the industry is really taking money out of this. We have also a panel explaining what the difference is of a company that is doing virtual events and a company that is doing physical events, and the companies come to explain what's the value of each one. So it's really, really nice. You understand then how important it is to see people that or to meet them in real and not through a screen, you know?
Yeah. And of those visitors, the 1,000 or so that will attend, how many are coming in from overseas, and are they coming a long way? Are there people traveling quite a distance to come to the event?
Look, we're being normally we had more or less the same division from everywhere around the world. This changed after COVID, and we have to be realistic. It's 75% coming from Spain, 25% coming from Europe, and let's say 1% coming from the US. Let's be to be realistic. We have a couple of people coming from Asia. We have a couple of people coming from the Emirates. We have people coming from Canada, and we have people coming from the US. No one is coming from Latin America this year. And that's it. And the rest is coming.
I guess that can depend on what the rules are in their own countries about moving around. So you have no power over that, really.
No, but I have to admit,
their corporates are telling them if they're telling them they can't.
Yeah, no, but if it's for business purposes, sometime I have a couple of examples of people that were denied to come to Spain because they thought they were coming on tourism, but after we could prove, because we give them like a document that it gives you the authority to move around for business purposes, and then the Spanish authorities really helped us very well. Tour España is doing a great job. They are helping us to make it a success. They see what we're doing and the rules that we're following, and we give everyone a lot of trust. So yeah, everyone is helping for this, and so we cannot complain about anything. Even for people coming from far, they are really helping to get this done on a very good way.
Outside of the COVID issue, then we've talked about how tech can help in terms of the current situation, but obviously the event is really about innovation in a general sense in travel and tourism. What do you expect to be sort of the key themes then in the event, talking beyond COVID, and where tech and innovation can help the industry develop, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now?
Yeah, look, the tech has to help, first of all, for the Agenda 2030. You know that we have ODSs that we have to follow, and technology can be a big player inside of the sustainability, the poverty, and all the points that we have, all the ODS points that we have in the Agenda 2030. Then technology can help. I was working before in a private company. Technology can help you make much more revenue than what people think. I always say technology makes you bring the last cent inside of your billing of the company. It's always like you put a cherry on a cake, and then it's perfect. Well, I think the technology is the cherry on the cake, which is a lot of people don't think that it's that important. They think it's just for getting administration a bit faster done. And for sure, tourism was the industry that used the most the technology at the beginning, but it got old. It got very old with the times. They were the first industry using it, but it wasn't modern anymore. I'm not saying everyone, but now everyone is starting to get a lot of technology in new technology inside of their businesses, which wasn't before. So that's good. It's the moment.
You also hear a lot of talk about, maybe there's going to be greater collaboration around technology as we recover. The industry has taken a huge hit globally. The money isn't going to be there.
I agree. Yeah, and there are going to be. I think it's the moment of doing strategic partnerships. Look, you cannot. Some people will have money and will have no problem to buy the best technology, but what we're also trying to push to everyone is, look, it's the moment of doing strategic partnerships. A tech company and a tourist company can make some really big business if they collaborate together, without getting rich from each other, but together. Yeah. So I think it's a moment of where we have also a couple of panels, which is going to be called strategic partnerships because of this. So that everyone is focused on how to collaborate together instead of taking money from each other.
And do you think maybe Europe, Spain, but Europe more widely, can establish itself as a real hub for innovation? You've got amazing things. You've got amazing things going on all over the world, and the dynamism in Southeast Asia is incredible. The money out there is probably not a problem. You've got a lot of innovation associated with the US and California, but I don't know. Some ways Europe maybe has been behind, but you think Europe can sort of at least catch up and then go on and lead the world?
I think it's look at Barcelona, look at Amsterdam, look at many countries that are using technology inside of Europe, or cities that are using technology inside of Europe. They are references worldwide. So I think, yes, of course, technology will be, and I think it's one of the main obsessions of the EU to be leaders in that and to be an example worldwide. So yeah, I'm 100% sure that this will.
I guess European cities are some of the most visited destinations on the planet. So it kind of makes sense that the most visited places are also the most sophisticated in terms of how they have technology to welcome people and to run the business.
Yeah, you have to use. I was talking with a couple of companies the other day that they were telling me how they were using artificial intelligence at the beaches in Portugal. Then I heard a digital marketing company that was reading how much people in Plaza Catalunya in Barcelona were looking at their screen and during how long, so they knew if the message was coming through or not. All this through technology, and they have it in their own cities or in their own destinations, which is super. They can use technology on a way that a lot of countries around the world cannot do that, because we have a huge volume of people moving around inside of Europe.
Look, Edgar, thanks very much for that. I think we've probably talked a lot about the event next week, and so good luck with that. And I know we're helping you with that in terms of the media partnership. I personally can't make it, but I'm
what a pity. But next year we want you there. You have to do a panel with us.
I'm very jealous of my colleagues who are going. So I'm sure they'll come back and tell me all about it. Good luck with everything. Obviously, we hope it goes off without a hitch. And we'll speak to you afterwards, I'm sure, to find out how it went. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Lee. It was a pleasure for me.